In this example, we are going to use slope-intercept form of an equation of a line. Okay, so slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. M is your slope, b is your y-intercept. Okay, so that tells you right here, slope of m and the y-intercept is b. So let's look at these two. Y equals 2x minus 4. My slope is 2, okay, and my y-intercept, where it crosses the y-axis or where it touches the y-axis, is negative 4. On this one, f of x equals 1/2 x plus 2. My slope is 1/2. I'm going to rise 1 and run 2 to the right because it's positive. My y-intercept, the point I start at on the y-axis, is 2. Let's try a couple of these. So in example 3, it says graph the linear function y equals 2/3 x plus 2 using slope and y-intercept. Okay, so remember, 2/3 is my slope. That's my m. Okay, we are using this equation. Y equals mx plus b. Okay, so m is my slope. B is my y-intercept. This tells me my y-intercept is at positive 2, and that's where I'm going to start on the y-axis. It's called the y-intercept. So on the y-axis, I come up to positive 2, and that is my first dot. Now let's use the slope. The slope is positive, so I'm going to the right. I rise 2, and I run 3 to the right. 1, 2, 3, and put another dot. So I rose 2 and ran 3 to the right. Now I can draw my line through those 2 dots. Let's try another one. Now on example 4, they're not quite as nice. The y is not by itself. So the first thing we have to do is get y by itself before we can pick out our slope and our y-intercept. So I need it to look like this. Y equals mx plus b. So I need my x value here and then the number on the end. So I need to take this 2x and move it over here in front of the 0. If it's positive here, to move it, we subtract 2x from each side. Then we are left with 5y equals 2x plus 0. Now, I know you don't need the plus 0, but we're going to leave it because it's going to help us graph in a minute. So now I want to divide everything by 5. I want to get y by itself. So I divide this by 5. I divide 2x by 5. And I can divide my 0 by 5. I'm still going to get 0. So we end up with the equation y equals negative 2/5 x plus 0. Now we have slope-intercept form, so let's graph it. So we have y equals negative 2/5 x plus 0. That tells me, let me get a different color here, that I am going to start at 0 on the y-axis. That's right here. Now, what I typically tell my students is put the negative on the bottom. Put the negative with the bottom number. That way you always rise first. So I'm going to rise 2, and then because it's negative 5, remember a negative slope, you go left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Over the years, this is year 30 for me, students make less mistakes if they put that negative on the bottom. But you can do it the other way. Okay, if you look at what they did the negative with the top. Okay, so instead of rising 2, they went down 2. And then they ran 5 to the right and got this dot. It doesn't matter. I just found that students typically make less mistakes if they put that negative on bottom. They always rise first, and then they run to the right if it's positive. They run to the left if it is negative. But you can do it either way. Then we just draw a line through our points, and we're done.